On behalf of the Liberian community, the chairperson, Madam Says K2, I will be chairing this meeting. My name is Thomas Zoka, Vice Chairman of the Liberian community. So without wasting much time, I would like us to go into the main reason why we're here today. Okay, you are all welcome to this event this evening, as we are welcoming our ambassador to the Gambia for the very first time. On this note, I would like to call on Mr. Manneh, who is our host, to lead us through the welcome remarks.
The ambassador of Liberia in Dakar, and also let me welcome my sister, Madam Kamara, the chair lady, and Mr. Tarawale, the secretary. And also here on my right, I have my team, Mr. Jallo, admin, and Mr. Fali, operation. I welcome all of you people. As me, the Honorary Consul of Liberia, newly appointed in the Gambia, I welcome all of you here in Sand Beach to present today the credence of the ambassador to our president in Banjul. So I welcome you people now and in the future. I have taken the responsibility as a Gambian and as an African to accept this appointment to be your head and your uncle, your brother, your father, your friend in this country. And as I said, I am very honored. Out of 2 million Gambians, I've been chosen by the government of Liberia to represent them here in this country. And to look after my brothers, my sisters, my mothers, my friends in the Gambia. And really, I'm looking forward working with you people. And I wish all of you people all the best. And you come forward of anything, anytime. We are here. I have my team also who are open to take care of you people. And with the ambassador, whom is going to be in Dakar, I am his hand, I am his mouth, I am his face in the Gambia. And he will give us all the possibilities to make sure that your stay in this country is great. Your Excellency, I am pleased again. I don't have much to say. You have said it all today and yesterday in front of the minister and the president today. I am very honored to welcome you in the Gambia. Here it is.
Our chairlady, for our update, we'd like to welcome Ms. Kadiatu Kamara, the chairlady of the Liberian community, to give us our welcome remark.
Your Excellency, good afternoon to our host and our new appointed leader, and to the board on the high table. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing before you all. I'm Madam Kadiatu Kamara, chairlady of the Liberian community in the Gambia. Your Excellency, please permit me to introduce to you our executive members of the Liberian community in the Gambia. Okay, our Vice Chairman, Mr. Tommy Zoka. You're clap for him. We have our Secretary General, Mr. Fali Talawale. We have our Coordinator, Mr. Henry Williams. We have Mr. Tony Miguel Howard, our advisor to the executive. Yeah, sorry, my voice, I haven't let go. Thank you, me hard time. And yeah, before you all, faction member of the citizen here in the Gambia, whom we represent. Yeah. On that note, we want to officially welcome you and your team in the Gambia for prayer for God to bless you. You are welcome. We pray that you succeed. Your Excellency, our people have got a cry in the form of a petition to your good office. And on that note, I could beg you to grant us the opportunity to read the petition to you as a means to draw your attention to some of our problems concerning the people in the Gambia. Before, I would like to call our advisor to the executives, Mr. Tony Miguel, to read out the petition to our Excellency.
Thank you very much. Super proud and honored to have you in our midst. And our great leader here in Shashi Affairs, we say we're very humbled and grateful to have you in our midst as our leader in this part of the sub-region. To the rest of the authorities on the board here, we salute each of you for making your presence felt. And to our Liberian people whom we serve, we want to say you're very welcome and thank you for being here today. Your Excellency, this is one of the fewer times in the history of the community in the Gambia where we've had an opportunity to sit with you one-on-one like this to express some of our concerns or challenges. So if we are acting against protocol, we say permit us to do that today because we haven't had that chance in previous years. So I'm not going to be very comprehensive. At least we're going to provide an opportunity to have a hard copy of the petition that we have today. And it is important to also note that this petition is not the voice of Mr. Tony Miguel Howard, neither is it the voice of the chair lady or the secretary or Mr. Zoka, the vice president. Instead, this is a unanimous voice of the Liberian people from the executive to the least person in the Liberian community. This is our voice, and we hope, we are with the hope and conviction that after we will have spoken with you, you can have the chance to plead with our national government, honor His Excellency Joseph Nyama Bwaka, to see this concern and find some of the solution to them so that Liberians' concerns and challenges can be ameliorated. Let me try to be a bit comprehensive. Your Excellency, once again, it is an honor and privilege to be given this opportunity by our community's leadership to speak to you. And it is also important to note that as a community, we are faced with uncountable challenges, of which if we happen to talk about everything here, we wouldn't have the time. So after a careful consultation with members of our community, in line with the executive members, we have decided to reduce these challenges to 6 crucial points that need your urgent attention for amelioration. And the first point in our petition, it is actually an apologetic petition, sir. The first point is waiver or reduction of the price for residential or work permits in the Gambia. You want to agree with me, Mr. Ambassador, Your Excellency, that the Gambia remains one of the smallest or lowest income countries in the sub-region. So based on that, our people find it almost impossible to make ends meet on a daily basis. Challenges of employment opportunities, even for natural-born Gambians, not to mention outsiders of the shores of the nation state. It's tough in this country to get employment opportunity. So the residential permit being charged at $3,600 Gambian dollars it is easier to squeeze this table and get water to drink than for an average Liberian to afford that. for a yearly basis. So we're speaking to you to intervene on our behalf with the effort of His Excellency Joshua Nimabwaka and President Adama Barrow to ensure that government can step in to see how best Liberians can be assisted in terms of reduction of the residential permit, if not to waive it 100%, because we are very good citizens in this country. We live in accordance with the dictates of the Constitution of this country. We're very law-abiding. So it could be very much beautiful in enhancing the bilateral relation between the Gambia and our nation state, Liberia, if there is a reduction on the price of the residential permit, something nations like Nigeria, Ghana, recently Guinea-Conakry, and other countries have done in collaborating with the Gambian government to see that there is a win-win approach where the price of the residential permit and work permit is reduced for the citizen from 3,500 to 750 Gambian dollars. We believe under your leadership it is possible. You can achieve that. And the second point that we want to stress to you that needs your consideration is the decentralization of the Liberian passport renewal process of the shores of the nation state Liberia. We are a nation of 5 million, approximately 5 million people. And you have an embassy in Senegal that covers 4, 5, 6 different Liberian communities. So we strongly believe it is quite expensive. You would agree with me that traveling from Africa to Europe is quite cheaper than traveling between and amongst African nations. So after that, my 5-year passport will have expired, getting a flight ticket to go to the foreign ministry in Liberia is quite expensive for me to afford that. And staying away for 5, 6 years, going back home, you are not only responsible for renewing your passport. You have family members, you have brothers and sisters that you are challenged to purchasing some store for gift to travel back home. So because of all of these overwhelming responsibilities, sometimes we fall short of even getting back home to renew our passport. So for the fact that you have several communities under your jurisdiction, we think this is an opportunity that you can tap into to ensure that you speak to national government so that they can have a system, a policy in place where the embassy in Senegal that controls 5, 6 different Liberian communities can have a chance to provide Liberians the opportunity where they can do their passport in Senegal or renew their passport in Senegal by virtue of having a biometric system at our embassy in Senegal, where I can spend like 2,000 Gambian dollars and get to Senegal and get my passport renewed. As I speak, Mr. Ambassador, to you, Mr. Ambassador, my passport is expired. I am challenged with paying nothing less than 50,000 Gambian dollars on the flight ticket to get to Liberia to renew that. Under your leadership, it is possible that I can get my passport in Senegal without flying to Liberia. I believe you can do that. And the third point that I want to express here is repatriation of Liberians back to the homeland. It is 22 years since the end of the brutal civil war in our country, where 250,000 lives were lost and properties were destroyed. Of course, governments before now have had several repatriation processes in Ghana and in Gambia and other nations, but we strongly believe that there are still huge crops of Liberians in the diaspora, not only in the Gambia, including other communities under your jurisdiction, that have no source of livelihood. They are struggling, they are dependent, they have become low cost to our society. And these people are Liberians, and as a student of international relations and as a diplomat, I know that one of the primary responsibilities, if not the most important responsibility of any government, is the security and survival of its citizens. And we, being the oldest independent nation on the continent of Africa, it is embarrassing that Liberians will begin to wallow in abject poverty and struggling in swamps and chasing Europeans on beaches in the name of having a source of livelihood. So there are Liberians here who do not have what it takes to take care of themselves. And their greatest hope and conviction is to be back home in Liberia. But that is almost impossible because they do not have the means in terms of finance. They can say it by words, but they cannot practicalize it by the means because they lack the resources. Is it possible that you speak to the national government of Liberia under His Excellency Joseph Nimabwaka to see the need to repatriate back these Liberians to their families in Liberia so that they can rejuvenate themselves and have a better vigor and become useful citizens to contribute their own quota to national development? That one key point that we will want you, we seek your indulgence to do. The fourth point that I want to stress out to you is there is a need for a legal representative of Liberia, not just in this country, but all other communities that are under your jurisdiction. I have lived here for donkey years. We've seen instances where Liberians have lost their lives under mysterious circumstances, but because we lack an embassy here, or previous embassies have been like maybe, I don't know how to say that, I don't want to find myself in the problem though, but we have ambassadors that have come over the period of time, but you have the mysterious deaths of Liberians here. Some have been imprisoned for crimes that they did not commit, but if you do not have someone who pleads your case for you, if you do not have someone who intercedes on your behalf with national government, the Gambia is one of the safest nations in Africa. But it is a nation by law. I have stayed in this country and seen ministers go to prison for crimes that they commit. No one is above the law. But if Liberians are losing their lives under mysterious circumstances and we do not have a legal representation who can seek justice for this individual, it becomes habitual, it becomes a lifestyle. So we strongly believe in you seeking your indulgence to see that there should be an auxiliary or an annex of your embassy, if you like, at the department in your embassy, that should be tasked with the responsibility of ensuring that the rights of Liberians are secured, that they are valued, they are respected, and their life should be accounted for. Because that is your responsibility as our ambassador. We are super proud to have you here. And when I saw you leaving a vehicle and shaking Liberian's hand outside the air, I was like, most preliminarily, we are in the safer hands. Because you were patient-minded, tolerant enough to move to sit and shake hands. You understand that? So most preliminarily, I can say we are in safe hands, and I think you can do that. And one of the most important, so you need to try in your ability to ensure that you speak with the government of Joseph Jimabraga to have a legal representative, not only for Liberians in the Gambia, but all other Liberians under your jurisdiction. Because injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. If Liberians are going through these mysterious death instances in the Gambia, what happens to Liberians in Guinea-Bissau? What happens to Liberians in Senegal, in Cape Verde, in all of the other countries that are under your jurisdiction? We believe that it is possible under your leadership, and that will not only add to the prestige of Liberians, it will not only promote the image of Liberians here in the Gambia, but it's going to add to your diplomatic credential, and that's going to be good for Mama Liberia. And another key point that I want to stress, which is very dear to my heart, is the health and welfare service for Liberians. I just told you about this, a low-income country, where an average Gambian earns 5,000-6,000 Gambian dollars. If you take a bag of rice out of that, you can be able to take care of yourself for even a week or two. Gambians are in this hall there, what I'm talking about. So that our people do not have basic amenities. We do not know what is in the cupboard under our embassy to protecting us financially and health-wise. Liberians are dying from cold, malarias, and curable diseases that if they were treated earlier, we wouldn't have cried over them. We buried countless numbers of Liberians at the old and new Joshua Cemetery because of illnesses that would have been treated if they had the financial means. But because we lack the financial capability, so we've had the challenges that have led to the losses of lives of Liberians in this country beyond the boundaries. And we are submitting to you, seeking your indulgence in an apologetic manner, not a mandate, even though it is our inalienable right for your government protecting us as a people. But we want to be very apologetic that, please, there should be a budget allocated from the embassy to the various auxiliary communities under your jurisdiction that protect the images of Liberians, so that a Mariam or a Bintu or a Mikhail who is not faring well and does not have the financial means to hospitalize himself to the MRC or the medical facilities in the Gambia, that the embassy should have a financial provision in place to ensure that money comes through the report from our cheerleader, it comes to the cheerleader, and then that person's health needs are met. We want that to be put into place. And last but not the least, we want you to have, since you have several communities under your jurisdiction, we should have a yearly inter-community convention. There are Liberians here who aren't skilled at all. They are not formally educated at all, not to look down on anyone. Some of them are also skilled. They are semi-skilled individuals. They have skill at tailoring, tie-dyeing, and other skills and all that. They can help to implant some of these skills into their fellow Liberians. But they need a platform to do that. Some do not have the skills. They need a platform that can afford them the opportunity to tap into other people's potential and add value to their lives. You are in Senegal with the embassy. You should have a yearly interchange convention where you can seek expertise from Senegal and other nations. Some of us can volunteer to train Liberians. Get representative of Liberians community in all of the communities under your jurisdiction yearly to come to Senegal. Maybe the Liberian community in Gambia can send 10 people. The one in Guinea-Bissau send 15, 20 people. These people come in a training center where you seek experts from different aspects of our national government. Senegal, you have a very decent relationship with the Gambia here. Get experts that can train them maybe on business, should I say entrepreneurship, and all that, on leadership, governance, so that when they will have been trained on various skills acquisitions, they go back to the respective nations and become useful citizens in the diaspora. They can go back to Liberia tomorrow without a cent in their pocket, but with the skill they must have acquired through your leadership in Senegal and go back home and contribute their own quota to national development, so that you don't leave a diaspora with empty pocket and go back home and become a low cost or a liability to the government, so that will increase our challenges of crime and drug abuse and so to speak. Most of these issues that we have in our government is as a result of government's inability to finding solutions. Like Paul Kagame of Rwanda said, until African learn to own their own problems, find their own solutions, they won't be able to write their own stories. And it is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men. If our generation have failed, then let us invest into the current generation of young people so they become useful citizens. Liberians are not beggars. We should not be lying down in strange nations and struggling to have a livelihood. So you can have a positive acquisition of skills under your leadership. This is an opportunity that you have, so that we'll put forward a petition to you. And I'm very convinced in my spirit, if this petition, of which I'm going to oblige the vice chairperson to give the hard copy of that for your comprehensive perusal after this meeting, if you can look into that with due diligence and with the hope and conviction that you will succeed, you will become the best ambassador in the history of Liberia, it is possible. Yes. Is this the voice of the Liberian people in the Gambia? Yes. On that note, I say thank you very much for the opportunity to speak to you, sir.
Petition reading. I want to believe our ambassador here. So now, I think it would be very okay for our ambassador to respond to this petition that have been read before him. So on that note, I would like to usher in our ambassador to please give a remark on what he's heard so far. Thank you.
So let me stand on existing protocols. And also say thank you very much for all of you coming here. I know many of you come from far, and some of you come from near. In a very short notice, we're able to engage Madam Chair Lady to organize this meeting. It's important for me to be here and to interact with all of you. To understand some of the issues and some of the plot that we think we're going to address. So my coming here is no mistake. First and foremost is that I first came I actually came yesterday. I drove like from 4 a.m. to be here to give copy of my credentials to the foreign minister, and then today I was able to officially give my original copy to the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow, so that qualified me to be an ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary to the Gambia. But before that, let me just give you a little bit of gist of how our job works. The reason why I didn't come earlier is that what we did today, did not happen. And when you don't have that accreditation, it means that you cannot function. All right? You cannot function at all. My coming here, without that accreditation, I will not be able to arrange meeting with any stakeholders in the Gambia. But because I'm accredited now, I have full authority to request meeting, to arrange meeting, to interact with all of the stakeholders on behalf of my government to get some result of some of the issues that you have raised today. And the other aspect, before I even go further, is that I think we did some good things. The first thing, I think you guys did some good things. That's the reason when I came, the first thing I called the chair lady, I said, what is the meeting agenda? I wanted to understand what the meeting focus would be like. So the meeting can be driven through results. The good thing that we did as a government is the first identify somebody in the Gambia who we think can represent the interests of the government of Liberia and the citizen of Liberia in the Gambia. That's the first thing we did, was to vet Farimang Manneh and to request. There's something in our job we call exequatur, meaning background check of the individual to make sure that he's a good citizen in the Gambia, that when we appoint that person, the person should be able to deliver for the interests of the government as well as the citizen of Liberia. So I think that's why when this meeting, I was coming here and I asked him that let us host the meeting as his venue so I can formally introduce him to you. And today I want to say to all of you here, Mr. Manneh is our honorable consul. Not just an honorable consul, he's a brother. He's a brother who, before he even started doing this job, he already started working with the Liberian community. And I think Madam President can relate to that. I should have been there on the 26th, right, for the 26th celebration. But because we have had the president of Senegal, His Excellency, going to Liberia to celebrate our Independence Day with our president, I had to go ahead as an advance team to make sure that he's there. And the good thing is that happened. His Excellency also invited His Excellency President Adama Barrow. But unfortunately, he didn't go, but he commissioned the Minister of Information, Dr. Ismaila Cissé, to represent him, and he went. So it speaks volume of our relationship with the Gambia, which means is that our relationship is growing every day, strength by strength. And today, even today, yesterday, when we gave copy of our letter to the foreign minister, you could see how the relationship and how deeply he's involved, how deeply he's passionate about Liberia. You could see that. So some of these things that you're listing here, especially in terms of the residency, before you even came to us, we have already started to do some work. We have already started doing some work. And we have a very good brother who is from Gambia. He's a Gambia citizen. He's a businessman. He has a lot of connections in the government. And I think it's much easier. I don't want to give you some of his detailed relationship. But the issue of affluence, he has that. And I think we can make the case. For me, my job is to empower him as honorary consul and working closely with the Liberian community to be able to address the first thing on our agenda, to address the issue of the residency. And so once I get to Dakar, I'm going to communicate that to the foreign ministry and write the foreign ministry, get him a copy to empower him so he can start to do some close work. So, and then I want to throw a challenge out to you too, as a community. The first thing is we need to have a database of all Liberians that is in the Gambia. That when that happens, then we need to put a criteria. All right? We need to put in a criteria that says that, yes, the residency is for everybody, but then we need to know who and who living here as residents. You see, we need to be clear about certain things. You see what's happening in Dakar, in Senegal. We have a lot of Liberians, migrant Liberians, who are coming from Mauritania, who are coming from Libya, Algeria, and they come, some of them get deported, they come to Dakar, and they want to get the residency, but they are not residents of the area. You see? So we have to really weed out some of these issues. So this is where the challenge is to the Liberian community. Let's make sure we know. That's why it's always important that when you go to any country, identify the leadership of the community. And you don't have to register. Let them know you. Let them know you. You know, let them know you. So instances like this, even we put in the residency clause, the only person that can clear you to say you're resident is the Liberian community. Okay? Working closely with the Honorary Consul Office and working closely with the embassy. So that's number one. Number two, also, you talk about repatriations of Liberians who've been here for a long time. It goes down also too with the database of Liberians who want to go back to Liberia. It's easier for us to just say, all the Liberians here, they want to go back. Okay? But let's know those Liberians who are here that wanting to go back, let's get to know their number, their name. Then my job here is to inform my government through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs that go to LRRC, because LRRC is responsible for Liberians who are supposed to go back, especially those Liberians who are refugees. Okay? Especially those Liberians who are refugees. Then that means you have to provide some evidence. So when you provide those evidence or those evidences, it makes it a lot easier for LRRC to contact who? UNICEF, right? Not UNICEF, but High Commission for Refugees. Yeah. No, IO is different. This one is strictly about refugee.
We have that, yeah?
The United Nations High Commission for Refugees. Then the RRC will write, because there's some level of evidence that's established that these Liberians were refugees for a number of years in the Gambia, and they are willing to go back. And the commission don't have no other options but to look for money and repatriate those Liberians. Yep. This is the process. This is the process. The other one that you talk about is the welfare of Liberians. The welfare of Liberians, you and I know very well that one, I don't want to be here and tell you, say, I'm going to do that. That one's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very difficult, even for the embassy to say that we're going to put money, blah. You know, it's easy to say. I can just say it now and leave from here tomorrow, and then you calling me and say, my man. Hey, you understand? That's one that's going to be difficult, because when you move out of Liberia, when you move out, you know, migration, nobody can stop you from migrating. It's a volunteer movement. When you move out, there are certain responsibilities that you have to take upon yourself. Yep. And those are issues of some of the bread and butter issues. I mean, let's look, go around the globe. Which government is doing that of their citizens moving into another country to think about the welfare of those countries? Which one? The only thing they will tell you is that when there's crisis, they will do everything humanly possible, working with partners to repatriate you. But for the government, that one is going to be a challenge. Think about our people back home. There are many people back home. All the things you listed here, they don't even have those things. Eh? They don't even have those things. You know, you hear say you can go somewhere down there and take fun picture of person you enjoy, and then you talk about soap business. Yeah? So I'd like to be very clear on some things that we can do as a government, that we can do. There are certain things I'd like to be very clear on it that the government will write. That's my job. My job is to write, to inform, to transmit. You give me a petition, I'll tell you a quick story about our job. They say messenger can die in war. I'm a messenger. Anything you give me, I'm taking no stress. I just put no note on it. I send it down to Morovia. You come to me, I say, my man, they put respond you. That evidence I wrote last week. Oh. Then you come back next day again, I add another letter on it again and send it. I ain't dying no war. But the reality is, if we want to get things done, we have to work together. That is the reality. We have to work together. And working together is to find remedies for many of our problems. You say office. Now, as I said, we started working way before your petition. Mr. Manneh is here. He has a team here. If there are any issue, don't come directly. Pass it through the leadership. People who are involved in crime, people who you think they are sick and they need some attention, people who you think that need some help or whatsoever, pass it through your leadership. Let them work closely with the honorary office and see what they can do. The office, the embassy also is there. But because we are not physically present, it doesn't mean we cannot get things done through the established existing structures. These are structures that we like to work through. Okay? So let's pass all of these grievances through the existing structure. There's a new other structure to it now to be able to make our job easier, and then we'll do the necessary things. The other thing you talk about in terms of training, training opportunities and what have you, I agree with you 100%. It doesn't even have to be, I agree with you 100%. It doesn't even have to be the embassy. The leadership can say, you know what, we have about 25%. Inform me. Mr. Ambassador, can you provide some training, whatever? Or do you know how many people can do it? Our job is to what? To arrange meetings, to engage stakeholders. All right? The Ministry of Education here, or the university, can you give a few people to train, especially vocational and technical area? We have about 50 Liberians who need this kind of capacity training. You think it will not get done? Obviously, it will get done. But we need to organize it better. We need to organize it better. We need to know who needs what and what needs to be done. And once that is done, it's much, 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 much easier. I have multiple countries, realistically. I have the Gambia here, Mauritania, Cape Verde, and maybe soon Guinea-Bissau. But I'm resident in Dakar, okay? The first thing I did when I came in April. By May, I was in Mauritania because I've heard that we have over 400 Liberians there who about 200 of them were in jail. They were running after them for paperwork and what have you. I organized a meeting with the Liberian community, with the Minister of Foreign Affairs in Mauritania, and also too with the ROM people. And we set up a structure where the Liberian community president will be there to vet those who want to go, working closely with the IOM, trying to get them repatriated to Liberia. As I speak to you right now, even yesterday, actually yesterday was Thursday, right? Yeah. Thursday, we have 22 Liberians who are repatriated, and most of them came from Mauritania. Just yesterday. So since I came in April, we have repatriated about 74 Liberians through the IOM. So these are volunteer things that migrant Liberians that we think if there's a need for it, we can engage and see how these things can get done. So I will agree that those Liberians who want to go, who've been here for long, they're a refugee, and they want to go back home, we can find some answers through some of these necessary steps and arrangement that needs to go. But the first thing is the database matters. Let's put that database. Let's organize ourselves. Those who've been here as refugee, they've been here 10 years, 15 years as a refugee before. I know Gambians, People been in Gambia before the war. I know that. Even during the war, I know our number increased during the war, the Civil War. Some people been here all that time. They never went back. And some of them want to go back now. And they've been refugee. Okay? That's much easier. You know, even out here, if High Commission is here, I can arrange a meeting with them and go see them. You know? I can come. I can get a meeting date. Once that appointment is set, I can come, meet with them. But we need some high facts, high evidence that these people been here, X and Y and Z. And please help us to get them to Liberia. And they will do it, because that's part of their mandate. IOM, from Dakar to Liberia, the ticket is about $1,200, $1,300, US dollar. You do the math. 74% left. You do the math. The only thing, our job as an embassy, as an ambassador, is to engage. Meet the chief of party in Dakar. There are challenges. Please help our people. These are migrants who are here. They don't have a place to live. They are on the street. Right now, right now. Yesterday, another 11 person came. 4 women and 7 children. Nowhere to live. Nowhere to live. They started sleeping in front of the embassy. Early morning I came and said, God. And this is like every day. This is like every day. But we're all Liberians. I walked to them, spoke to them. Ma, your safety, okay. But you can't inside the embassy. They came in. Where you came from? Came from Mauritania. But you know, but the story, all the same. So I want to get into that too. You know? Yeah. You know? Then I start to engage a church to see who can host them. Luckily for me, I had somebody who got one room that can host them for 3 days, because they were also leaving our area. But 3 days better than 0, right? Yes. Please hold them for 3 days. I gave them some money for feeding. And this is every day. Every day. Right now, standby, we have a 60%, excluding from the one that left yesterday on Thursday. Right now in Dakar, trying to get repatriated through IMO. So there are a lot of things we can do, but we just need to organize ourselves better. And as I said, we have a structure here now. Mauritania don't have a structure, but because I had to go there to put in a structure. Cape Verde don't have a structure. I have to go there to put in structure. But I also cannot go there like that if I'm not accredited. So I'm waiting for my letter of accreditation to come for Cape Verde and Mauritania. I had to go there because the situation was so great. You know, when you hear your friends, Liberians, 200 in jail, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Then you say you're ambassador, you're sitting there in Dakar. Then you say, you're just about to lose your job, you didn't make no move. So I had to go. And I'll tell you what, some of these trips, they ain't coming from our for. They coming from where? They coming from a pocket, not government. Oh. Because we are Liberians.
We have to help each other.
And when you represent Liberia, you have to do it regardless of the circumstances. And for me, and maybe some of you don't know, or maybe you have heard about me, I'm always been in the line of advocacy and, you know, trying to help, trying to change the status quo, challenging the status quo. But the bottom line is we all want change. All want change for our people. So I listened to everything that you said, and I'm going to take this. As I said, we already start to work. Mr. Manneh and I already even, we're discussing it today, right? Yes. Just today. Yes, today. We're even strategizing. How much you think they can pay? So we can go with that. Yeah. You know, because that was $50, right? Yeah. The $3,500 fee, right? It's about $50. So the other person paying $700. So that's less than $10, whatever, right? So we're even strategizing. To knock it even to $5. Yeah, we're strategizing whether they can knock it to $5, whether they can use this. But the first thing is for us to write, requesting and appealing. But then we'll talk about the precedents. Conakry, Guinea, Nigeria, Sierra Leone. And, you know, we'll talk about those precedents on a humanitarian ground. You know? And now you have an accredited ambassador to Gambia. My job now is to knock the door. And believe in me, and this brother, let's just pray. Let's just pray. You know, I think that residency thing, I think it can get done. It's not, you know, it's not carving stone. It can get done. It definitely can get done. You know. Yeah. So I think the bulk of it, all the other things empire are there on the side. The residency is one of the key things. Yeah, all the other things. Okay, very good. The passport situation, yes, I forgot. The passport situation is very key. I don't know why the information didn't reach you all. We have VSF or VFS. They do the fingerprint in Dakar. So all you need to do, Mr. Manneh is here now. You go online, and I will share the link. You go online, and I'm hoping all of you still have the ECOWAS passport. If it's the very old passport, if you've been here from Charlie King time, you know that old, I can help. That strong one. Then I mean you have to go to Liberia.
Since when did
The soft one, the ECOWAS one. That biometric. That one is easier. Once that you have that, all you need to do is you just do a renewal. You don't have to go to Liberia to do fingerprint anymore.
So since when this one started?
No, ever since.
You see?
Ever since.
We build
No,
before
ever
different
since.
information.
You go online, you apply. I think it's around $160 because you're out. Then you pay for the fingerprint. No, you're not doing fingerprint because you already have the biometric. So you pay for the fee and then you pay for the shipment. Yes. That's it. That's it. In fact, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs have somebody purposely sit to monitor that online application process. So once it come in, that person will just grab it, go through your stuff, and renew your passport. And then there are two ways. One, you can either get a DHL, or you can request in the application somebody to pick up your passport.
Thank you very much. We never got the information before.
You know? And the person can go to Monrovia, or the person in Monrovia, or the person going to Monrovia, the person can bring their passport and bring it back to you. I just brought somebody's passport the other day in Gambia. I was in Dakar. I was in Monrovia. I told them the process. They went online. They did it. And then they put my name to pick up the passport. I went to Monrovia. I went to the passport division. I said, well, you have to pick up somebody's passport. They look in. Oh, Ambassador said carrying the passport. I said, but why your issue? You know, so I just picked up the passport, and I left. And even when I'm in Monrovia, you can request. Oh, Ambassador will be going, blah, blah, blah. Let Ambassador pick up the passport. In no time, you get the passport in Banjul. So it's much easier, trust me. You know, it's not difficult. And I don't know why you guys didn't get the information.
Never got
But
that.
it's very easy. In fact, I will share the link with the chair lady and Mr. Manneh, and then they will put it in there. But it has to, as I said, let's be clear, it has to be biometric passport. Yeah? And it's like, you also have no fee. It's $160 wide, because you're out of the country. That's it. And you pay, and you'll be sitting right here. In no time, you'll get your passport. And the other thing also, I always tell people that when you apply, because you honor our jurisdiction, you apply, you contact us, and say, oh, Ambassador, maybe you might not get me, but there will be a consular officer or Mr. Manneh, and say, oh, we apply for our passport. Then our job is to follow up to Home Office to make sure those passports are there. Okay? But the process is so easy. It's very easy. All right? Mm-hmm. So I think I think that are the two big issues there.
Yeah.
Which one are the points?
About the legal representation of the community.
The legal? Oh,
Illegal.
oh, illegal.
Not illegal, but
Illegal, yeah.
someone who can be in
No, but you got honorary council now, right? Okay. No, go through the structure. Please, go through the structure. Let the chairlady get the information. She bring it to him. He will relate it to me. Eh? He's just not here because of your issue too. He here also to help us economically for our country investment. Okay? When we appoint honorary council, it means, let me be clear on something before they can't be sitting down to your player. Trying to, yeah. Before you can't run away from me. Yeah. Oh, you tell me? The mayor purposely. You got a hotel. They will start coming free room. No. Not what the mayor for. Free drink. Not what the mayor for. What we appoint honorary council is to work in the interest of Liberians. Not just Liberian. Looking at the issues of economic diplomacy. For him to attract. I don't know a lot of Gambians who want to do business in Liberia. I have to come to him to say, oh, I want us to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. How can we get these people? Okay? How can we get these people? Then he will say, okay, you know what? Can we organize a forum? Can you get the National Investment Commission to come? Okay? Then I'll say, oh, you know what? I want you to head the delegation to Liberia to engage stakeholders and what have you. That's 95% of his responsibility. That's 95%. It doesn't mean he will not be able to be care about some of the issues that you're facing. Like the legal issue you're talking about, he know a lawyer. If there are issues, he can call one or two persons to see how to, the best interest of the Liberians. You know, we are here. Okay, the embassy is here. One of the things I like to do, you know, I like to be very effective in every jurisdiction that I work in. I could have come today, take my letter, boop, the next day I gone. Y'all would not even know. Right? Yes. You're here, they may bring a letter. Eh? You're here on the news, right? You see on the news. Then y'all get vet. I'm making it, blah, blah, blah. But that will not be on my back. Eh? But my thing is, from the moment I say I was coming here, I didn't contact you? Yes, you did. The moment I said I was coming here, I did the same thing in Mauritania. The moment I said I come here, the first people I want to interact with, I said I want to interact with the Liberian community to understand their issue. Okay? And how can we address some of those issues? You know? So I want to say to you all here, that we are Liberians. I can like to end on one thing. Our job is to abide by the rules and laws and constitution of the Gambia. If you violate the law, the embassy, the honorary council cannot do anything about that. Yes, we can go and say on humanitarian ground or international law, please be fair. Please be fair based on XYZ. But in terms of applications of the law, the embassy cannot do anything. That's why when you have an embassy or you have an ambassador, he does not interfere with the laws of that country. But he can work closely. He can work closely with the stakeholders to be able to do some concrete things for Liberians. So please abide by the laws of the Gambia. And you know what people I'll tell you another quick story. They seen migrant, the way they were coming. The Senegalese government gave us the residence for the ambassador. But the building, we have not had an ambassador in this region for some time. So nobody was there. So the building was in deplorable condition. So I couldn't go there. because the walls were cracked, everything broken in it. But I'd rather have some migrant Liberians there than they living on the street. So as they were coming, I would send them there, and then I would send some money out of my pocket to be feeding them.
God bless you.
And we had more than 40, almost 45 people living there. Because at that time, I was just trying to get ROM to approve of their repatriation. So it was like a place to just hold them for a while. So they get. My brother, that good thing we're doing, my men started getting drunk. Yeah. Yeah, partying, causing noise in the area, terrorizing the people. Oh. So I was sitting down one day in my office on a Friday. Oh, I said, there's a local representative came to complain there. In fact, it was so good that he came because the people in that community, you know, Senegalese people, they're hospitable, but also too, they are very laid back, you know, but they are not people who, but they were trying to move on them. Because it reached to that point where you have stepped on somebody's toes so much. So I was lucky that day the man came. And the man said to me that the Liberians, the community want to move on. I said, community, what community? He said, the people in that area. Oh. I said, but these men who are feeding, they won't make me lose my job. Yeah. I was in my gun, man. My gun, I started sweating. Yeah. So I just jumped in my. In fact, I didn't even take car. I took taxi. Because if I take car, maybe they will run away because they know the embassy car. Took taxi, I went there. I saw them. I said, your car is good. By the time I get there, everything the people were saying, my brother, they were demonstrating it. They were cussing each other, plaiting hair. The other one there smoking on the corner, talking BBT and how they want to go to Europe. I said, well, Europe. So I said, all of your kind, sir. They came in, sir. I said, I want no day-by-day business on my hand. They have reached to a point where you guys want to cause harm to yourself. I gave you up from now to 2 o'clock, all of you leave. Because I cannot put the Liberian at that risk. They had to leave. You know what happened? They left. They came back to the embassy begging. I said, big? The thing want to do bigger than big, so you just leave. They started to be all places. But every day they will come. Ambassador, nothing here to do. I want to cut the grass. I want to do this. I want to do this. I said, my man, I'll get us money. I'll go eat. At the same time, pushing ROM to expedite that process so they can go. Out of that, 34% left. But I'm just saying to you is that let us be mindful of our environment. Let us, wherever we go, let us understand that it's so important for us to change a bit, humility, to humble ourselves and adapt. That's a key word. Adapt to culture. Adapt. You know, I was coming, my brother was telling me, he said, Gambia is very quiet. I said, no, it's because of the religion. Same thing with Senegal. It's because of the religion. If you go to Qatar, Saudi, very quiet because of the religion. Because the religion teaches you some moral understanding. Yes. I said, it's not. I said, you know, us, yeah, you know, we have multiplicities of different religion and tradition. Because you can say the country that are Christian, Muslim, alone. Other people are there. Traditional animists, they are there. The Baha'i faith, they are there. You know? So we mix with everything. That's why we are unique the way we are. So my little advice to you all is that let us remain humble. Let's work together. But let's work through our structure. No parallel operations that you think that you will want to break the law and come straight to me. I would say right back to that structure. Oh, I'm going to Dakar. You first you go to Dakar, you can be paid all your way. Why you can just work here, you got to pay nothing? Go to Dakar? No. work with the structure. Mr. Manneh is here. He will try to help as much as possible. He's the place I know that I'm an ambassador, but I need him to go there and speak Wolof. I say, my man, let's go, you go speak your Wolof. Let's knock down that door. No, but that's how we do it. So it's strategic to appoint honorary council who are citizens of that country. Okay? Because we might say, okay, no, we get Liberian in Gambia, let's appoint that person. That time where you're not, certain people you're not rich. They say, Monge want to do something, but hand shot. You're going to get that thing that man. Myself can do it. You can do it? You know? So it's very strategic that we have him. So I want to thank you all so much for organizing this meeting. And Mr. Manneh is here. So let us work on the database. Let us work on 2 databases. One, all of the people who are here, the other database of those people who are willing to go back. Let's work on that. Let's ask them some hard questions. You want to go back? Were you refugee before? You have any document to that effect? It makes my job a lot easier. Trust me. It makes my job a lot easier because I can contact Triple RC through the ministry. Myself will make a call. If I go to Liberia, I can follow up. Not UNICEF, but UNHCR is here, I can organize a meeting and meet with the country representative and make the case that these people have been refugees for a long time. They need to go back home so we can work on many of those things. But the one with soap and medicine and this and that. You're on your own now. Yeah, you know. Yeah, but when we get small things or now we'll do it. But that small thing not coming from the government. Maybe our own humanitarian gesture will do some things. But and I agree with you in terms of bringing all of the different countries together. I agree with you that we need to do. It's going to be difficult. Let's be realistic because of like Mauritania now. It's not borderless. You have to get visa to go to Mauritania because they pull out of ECOWAS. See, so that it's not. Yeah, but Senegal and the Gambia is very close. Maybe one Independence Day we can do something big and do a 3 days festivities with leadership workshop, our own football game, our own things, jamborees, whatever. We can say, okay, let's move next year to Gambia. The following year, we can move one big one to Senegal, stuff like that. Or we say, you know what, let everybody celebrate, but they'll change up a date a little bit. Maybe this person do it in 19. They give us opportunity to come and join and the other thing. We wanted to do it this year, but we just couldn't because the person was going to Liberia. We just couldn't. Matter of fact, but the Liberian community, I know you did a celebration here, right? Yeah, and the Liberian community did one in Senegal, but they did it for August 24th. Because what I told them is that we cannot celebrate the 26th where the president is going to Liberia, you know? So when the president come back, then we can celebrate. So they celebrated on August 24th as Flag Day. Yeah, so I obviously I was there, I get small thing, but you know, the high work. So I want to introduce somebody, brother, my uncle, brother Yakub Sisse. Yeah, he's no Yakub Sisse. You Sisse too? Oh, he's Manneh. This man, Yakub. Yeah, yeah, Yakub and I. Yeah. When I say my uncle, all the Sisses are my uncle. I don't care what country you're from. Once you Sisse, you're my uncle because my mother is a Sisse. But he's a Gambian. He was at the Gambia embassy in Qatar. I was at the Liberian embassy in Qatar. But he's back now at the foreign ministry, so he said he wanted to come in for us to chit chat. So, yeah. So that's why he's here. So let me stop here. Maybe we'll just do 1 or 2 questions or whatever, and then we'll call it a day. Yeah? Yeah.
Definitely, to start with, about the database, even we put a pen and a paper, the books there, so that names and telephone number can be written there. But even before we started, me and the team, and of course there are some of them sitting down there, we owe this Ecotech Company Limited, Africa Limited, and Ecotech is a software developer, you know. So, and we will definitely concentrate on this database to make sure that the team will start to work with you people to set up, yeah, the consulate will start to work with you people to set up the database. So that will be, yeah. And because the thing is, we have quite different companies and different skills which we will need it. We have a hotel, and we have this agricultural business, and we have construction. We're doing a lot of things in the Gambia and beyond Gambia also. So there are possibilities. We don't give any promises. It's just a matter of who is qualified and who get the possibilities. But first, as we said, we go through the command and we set up the database. We know everybody what you can do and your contact, what you can do and what you cannot do. So that from there we can start to work together. And So about the consular card, we've been discussing also. So all these things will help you to identify. We can identify a lot of things on your side. And concerning the permit of you people, we don't want to promise a lot, but we already start working on it, because we feel like it's really unfair. Some other nationalities, they are paying this amount, and the Liberians are paying more. And and definitely, yes, we think, inshallah, by the grace of Allah, you know, if Allah accepts our prayers, I think we can do it and reduce it. If we cannot reduce it better than them, maybe it will not be more than them, you know. So anyway, this is the things we need to discuss. We have just the first step through the command. We set up the database, and then we start to work. So, and everybody here, we just brothers and sisters, uncle, father, whatever. Between us, we are all Africans. Okay, I have a team. The council have a team. And the Liberians also, you have also your chair lady and the secretary, you have your own executives who can link to us. So any problems you have, anything you want to, the executive will work it out and bring it to us. We too, we will know where we take it, and that's my brother, whereby he will be having my calls every day of your problems. So, and we hope together, working together, we can solve all these problems we have. And we all pray, and thank you very, very, very much for coming. It's been a short notice. Madam Kamara been working hard. And also I thank my wife and my friends and my workers, Susan, and the hotel workers, and my wife there, Zahra.
So now, because of the heat, we will not take plenty of questions, please. I will only take 2 questions, please. 2 questions.
A question, but rather a statement. Our chairperson, Mr. Sylla, we have a problem in this country right now. There are some Liberians that have been taken from Liberia under the false pretense of sending them to Europe and South America. Some of them is here right now. They took 4,500. I got a couple of guys that are in my house right now as I speak to you. 4,500, 3,500, and they are staying around the airport. They just brought these guys there, camped them there, and they took the money from them. Some of them been here since October, some of them been since November. So want you, our chairperson and our council here, to please look into it and help us, please.
Good evening, Honorable Ambassador and Honorable Council and Liberian community. It's just something to project to the brother who just spoke, Teddy. There's a group in Liberia called Communit, or Q Network. They're in the habit of scamming people to bring them here. But the thing I don't want to emphasize on it too much, because I'm so happy that you introduce the Honorable as the Honorable Council, because in Gambia, when you go to the police on the kind of a situation, they say, you people don't have any representation here. So I'm so happy at least there's a representation here. When any of these things happen, the Liberian community can be able to communicate with the representative and everything can be done. Thank you very much.
I mean, that issue is some serious issue, right? I mean, $4,500, that's a lot of money. A lot of them can start business back home on that money. You know, my brother, whatever you do, there's consequences. Whatever you do, there's consequences. It's easy to say, I want to travel, and somebody come and dope you, and then you go. And this information you're saying is not a hidden secret. You talk about CuteNet. It's not a hidden secret. It's all over the place. But yeah, there's even tomorrow you ask somebody to go get their money again. I say even tomorrow. Or maybe next year, somebody will still go give. Yeah. I know they are at the airport. What can we do? Can we go to CuteNet to say repatriate them? In fact, you call CuteNet, said you'll not even get them. That money is gone. So I think for me, what we can do there is, I want to say pray for them, but but the reality, the reality is,
If we know them.
who are you going to bring to justice? CuteNet in Liberia, they're not here.
Oh, the guys are here.
Oh, the guys are here.
Guys are here.
But then it's trafficking, human trafficking.
They should be brought to justice.
Yeah, it's human trafficking. But before you do that, we gotta get strong evidence. You gotta get strong evidence. Don't get yourself involved in something. At the end of the day, your energy is wasted. You know, if the people are willing to go to the law, those the guys are here, then because they are violating the law, you can bring people here to put yanni, passing on lottery and putting burden on the state. So it's a serious violation, right? So yeah, you can do that, but you have to get strong evidence. Okay? So if they can come through the channel again, the structure, and the structure can take it to the higher up, I think it'll be necessary. And I tell you, even the migrant thing you're talking about, where the IMO taking people, I believe that some people even doing it so when they get back home, that small money they can get to the people. Can you imagine though? Some things our people can do sometimes, it's unbelievable, eh? How much people get you? Maybe 1,000. You suffer here, you living outside in the rain for 2-3 months. You bring your children under those circumstances. And then the person who say you should come, the person got to get their cut. For what? I mean, the psychology, huh? It's the same thing with CuteNet. So yeah, I will agree that if those guys are doing it, and we know our Liberians there are suffering, but it's not your job to say, it's the people who are suffering supposed to take the case. You know? Right? But then the Liberian community can only show them the way to do it. Eh? So, for me, I think that's the way. But the issue with Liberia CuteNet, I don't have jurisdiction on Liberia. I get jurisdiction here. Okay? So the guys who are doing it, they need to be held accountable. But if they're a relative, you get some saying, but yet then you don't have a lot of saying. The person, the harm to the individual who going through it, that person get a lot of saying. And that person also too must have evidence. Because sometimes the people can take your money, no evidence. Nothing. Then you say, well, I know they made a man went Ray. They have a case. So the situation is it's complicated. Because, Lord, pray for them. Yeah, pray for them. Yeah. No, I'm serious. Most of these people who do this kind of work, they are not crazy to say they will indict themselves. You know? No. It's, yeah, they have, maybe they'll even get you receipt and follow you and go steal the receipt from you. So you can get evidence on them. You know? Or they'll put you on the phone with somebody who already in Europe. My man, put them on video, man. Put them on video. You see? Look at that. Man, damn, man, they may enjoy you. Yeah. Eh? No, but it's serious. It's serious. Just imagine some of our young people who are going through Mauritania, Libya. You know their target is to go on the sea. To go on the sea. The other day, one picking from, I'm a born and raised man in Central Monrovia, Rocktown. One picking from my area, down on the sea. Their mother called me crying, my son cried, my son died. I said, where? He said, the men are going through Mauritania. I just laughed. I said, oh, man, sorry, how my sympathy? But that's the reality. That's the reality. So I don't know where the leadership or the office can do, but it's something that they have to take upon themselves with strong evidence to hold the people who are duping them. I mean, look, you're listing the issue of money business higher, and then you go with somebody full fat. Come here, just be like bugging per ball. Yeah, oh, but Allah? Yeah, just imagine how many people, maybe 10. 4, 5 times 10, 45,000. Yeah, easy. That's in a whole system. That's in a whole system. Yeah. So we'll look at it in different ways. Eh? So let me stop there. And thank you.
All hail Liberia, all hail, all hail this glorious land of liberty shall long be ours. With you our lingering be our faith, and mighty be our power. New all lingering be our faith, and mighty be our power. And mighty be our power, and mighty be our power. Joy and glad, yet united we shout our freedom. United, long live Liberia, happy land, this home of glorious liberty by God's command. This home of glorious liberty by God's command. Clap your hands, clap your hands. Yay! We want to express thanks and appreciation to our ambassador and our consul general in the Gambia and his entourage, and then the ESCO members. And we want to say to all Liberians, thank you for coming to this all-important meeting. Mr. Ambassador, we are confident that our grievances are going to be handled, because this is just like a new beginning to us, the first of its kind for our ambassador to come and have an audience like this. So we want to thank God for you, and we pray that your mission in the Gambia and other countries that honor you will be successful in Jesus' name. Amen. So I want to use this time, and may God bless you. May God give you long life. May God give you wisdom to cater to the welfare of Liberians in the diaspora. Thank you so much. Yeah,
thank you so much for the wonderful vote of thanks. We'll move on straight to the presentation of gifts. Mr. Ambassador, we have something small for you to tell you. Yeah, we have something for you.
Going to be our leader.
Yeah.
We are very grateful. Yeah. At least we get somebody our hair we can call.
Yeah, but I hear man, I hear plenty.
Do one for the female myself.
Yeah. Let me just say something quick. Yeah. So thank you so much for this gesture. And trust me, when I go to Dakar, I'm going to put this in the embassy. And here will be our second home. You know, we already have an existing structure here. And any challenges that you guys are facing, please, let's go through the existing structure. Because sometimes the existing structures can solve some problem before it reaches to me.
Yep.
All right? Yep. By the time they get to me, you know, that means the existing structures have already absorbed all of the efforts. So I want to say let's work with the existing structure Let's go through the community leadership. Let's come back to Mr. Manneh. If he can do anything, if he can't do anything, then let's come to the embassy. And if it's an emergency that you have in Banjul or in the Senegal, let me know. Let me know. If I can't make it, I will send one of my officers here. The embassy is open at all times. Just make sure 7 o'clock, don't call me on issue that you know you can already face. You know? But the embassy is open at all time. And it's very easy. I'm somebody who can answer my call. Any call, I can answer it. But don't call me on the issue that you know. You know?
It can be handled in Ghana.
But anytime I WhatsApp, send me WhatsApp messages. If you call me, you give me a means. I either in meeting or I'm doing something. But leave me on WhatsApp message. Okay, I respond to all my WhatsApp messages. Okay? We are all Liberians. Let's work together. Some of these issues can be resolved. As I said to you, the female team, how you call it? The female Lone Star team. They went to Mauritania. Remember the one they were playing Senegal? And I think some kind of cheating happened. You know? Yeah. I went there. They didn't even know I was there. I went there. Because my presence matters. Everywhere the Liberians are, if the embassy representative can be there, the ambassador have to go. That's right. It's the same thing here. So when you're having a baby naming ceremony, you know, somebody pass. If you think it's necessary to invite me, please do. Please do. If I can't make it, I will call somebody and say, Mommy, I beg you, please go represent me. Because I want the embassy presence to be there. That's right. Okay? Please, the embassy is open. The embassy is open at all times. Please engage. Any challenges, any questions that you have, please send it to us. But this thing is very, very important for me. For me to come here, for you to say, you don't want to give this to me. I think it's important, and I will take it back to Dakar.